What is up, guys, and welcome to the Strength of Body and Mind podcast. My name is Gordon. I'm going to be your host, and this is episode 36. And today's episode is going to be all about how to handle toxic people in your life regarding your fitness lifestyle and your fitness decisions. And this one's going to be really good. There's a ton of value here, whether you are just starting out, whether you are like halfway or somewhat through your fitness goals, trying to reach whatever end game that is for you. There's value here. I promise. This is actually a great message. This is an episode that I'm super excited to bring to you, and I think everybody in any situation can benefit from it. If you are new to the podcast, though, I do encourage you to go back and listen to some of the earlier episodes, episode 0, learn more about me, learn more about the Strength of Body and Mind podcast and what this is all about. But just to give you a quick summary, the Strength of Body and Mind podcast is built upon something that I kind of like to refer to as the body-mind cycle, body-mind connection. And basically, I want to bring awareness and education around that the mind and body, they play together way more than most people think. Yes, we all know that there's a mind. We all know that there's a body, and the mind controls the body, but it's more than that. It's more than that. If you want to achieve something fitness related, if you want to achieve something health related, it starts with mindset. And when you can get that mindset clear, and you can get that mindset structured and ready to go, and you take that first step, that first physical action, that first physical task towards reaching that goal, what that does is it fuels the mindset component. So it fuels all the belief, it fuels all the confidence, it fuels all the self-esteem, which then persuades and pushes and motivates and inspires the physical side to take another step. When you take that other step, maybe that's another day of proper nutrition or another day of workouts, that fuels, again, the mindset to continue going forward. And then you can see how the cycle just continues around and around and around in a continuous loop over and over and over again, compounding on itself until you end up in this situation where you are continuously pushing forward and continuously fueling your mindset, which continues to push you again and again and again. And this is a very real thing. This mindset shift that you need to go through in order to get there it's a real thing. It's the backbone of achieving fitness goals, whatever they are, no matter how big or small they are. So that's what this podcast is all about. That's what the brand is built around, is educating people on that and spreading awareness about that topic, because it is widely understudied and completely misunderstood amongst the general population. And I want to bring the awareness of that to everybody, as many people as possible. So let's jump right in. Today's episode, again, like I said, is how to handle toxic people. So here's the problem, okay? Most people, and I've talked about this before in the past, if you look around at your circle of friends, your circle of coworkers, your family, chances are the majority of them don't live a fitness-based lifestyle, a healthy-based lifestyle. One or two of them, a few of them might be healthier than others, or what they perceive and think is healthier than others. But the majority of them, the majority of people you probably know, do not live a healthy or fit-based lifestyle. So here's the problem. When you decide that that is going to be the way you want to live a health-based lifestyle, or you want to live a fitness-based lifestyle, you're going to get a lot of shit from a lot of people. It's just the way it is. Now, if you're lucky enough to be in a circle of people that are ultra supportive and they all have your back, then consider yourself lucky, because you are, because that is rare. More often than not, what happens is someone decides that they're going to live, all of a sudden, they're going to, build this fitness-based lifestyle, and they're going to live day to day to the code that they set up for themselves that is that fitness-based lifestyle, which is, tracking their macros, working out properly, even if they're not tracking their macros to a T, being very health conscious, very conscious or conscientious of the food that they're eating and the stuff they're putting in their body, right? That's like a health-based lifestyle. When you are living day to day and the decisions that you make day to day are based around your fitness goals, then you are living a health-based lifestyle. That's the way it is. Now, a fitness-based lifestyle, health-based lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, they're all the same thing. It's a health-centric way of living. Okay, so everything you do is seen through the lens of, does this affect my body? Does this affect my mind in a positive way? Is this a healthy decision? Okay, so now that I have that defined and I have that clear, if you are in a situation where you were not doing that, but now you are, and other people are recognizing it, chances are you are getting some shit for it. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to give you some flack for it. They're gonna make fun of you for not eating stuff that you love in excess because that's what you used to do, and they know that about you. Or you used to drink a ton of soda or pop or whatever you want to call it, and now you're not. You used to put sugar in your coffee, but now you're not. You used to order, a pizza every Wednesday and Saturday, and now you're not. You're gonna get some shit for that. Okay, you go out to the bar, or maybe you don't go at all, but let's say you go out with your friends like you normally do, but instead of drinking 8 beers or something, you have 1 and then you switch to water. Okay, you're going to get a lot of shit for that. It's the way it is. Now, the problem with people who do that is that they are usually always coming from a place of insecurity. Okay, that's kind of the main punchline, is that they're jealous almost all the time of people like you who are making a lifestyle change to do things that better yourself and better your life and extend your life, most likely. And, you, by making these positive decisions for yourself, you are not only affecting you positively, but you're affecting others around you too. Okay. You are setting an example for other people. And a lot of times you don't even know you're doing it because people don't like to talk about it. But, if you work at a place with a bunch of people who are unhealthy and they see you going from this unhealthy lifestyle to a healthy lifestyle, and you do that consistently and you don't even talk about it, it's not a big deal. You don't make it sound like a big deal, but you do it. You day in and day out are grinding through life basically with that fitness lifestyle, that health-based lifestyle. People will recognize that. People will see that, and you'll start to affect them, and you will be in their heads whether you want to or not. And you will start to be almost a role model, or in some ways a leader. You are leading a little bit of a movement, and this happens in families. This happens in like workplaces, offices. This happens in schools, universities. This happens everywhere. All right, this is just what happens when someone decides to make a massive change. The people who are around them the most are going to be affected by that. And I've said this before too, that you are, I didn't make this up, but you are the average of the people closest to you, the 5 people that are closest to you, in so many ways: salary, fitness level, personality, everything across the board, hobbies, etc., opinions. And when you are around these 5 people over and over and over again, continuously, as life goes on, you are also affecting their average. Okay. So when you change yourself, when you do a 180 polar shift, you are affecting their average. Okay. All of a sudden you're disrupting the system. You're disrupting the ecosystem, the lexicon of the 5 people, because you are part of someone else's 5 people. Okay. You are one of the 5 that affect this person, and one of the 5 that affect that person, and one of the 5 that affect that person. And so if you are consistently, for years and years and years and years, this unhealthy person with a set of priorities that does not include health, does not include fitness, and all of a sudden you introduce all those things, well, now you're disrupting the ecosystem of those people. You are that 5-person ring that you are a part of for that person and that person and that person and that person. You are disrupting all of that. So you might lose some friends as a result, and you might gain new ones. You might affect people in a way that makes them uncomfortable. And that's just the way it is. So a lot of times what happens is, and maybe you've experienced this, I know sure as shit I have, is that when you start to make drastic changes in your life for the better, all of the insecurities and all of the bad feelings around the people in your life who do not feel good about themselves, all of that comes out. All of that bubbles up to the top. It comes to the surface and it gets thrown in your face. And it happens to everybody. Okay. It may not happen as much to you if, again, you are supported by all the people around you or the majority of the people around you. And if so, that's great. But if you are like me and most people, you have people in your life that are going to be very uncomfortable at the fact that you are making all of these positive changes for yourself. And because you're doing that and because you're making them uncomfortable, they're going to feel the need to voice their opinion. They're going to feel the need to come out and attack you in a way. And you know what? Fuck them, because their opinion doesn't mean shit. And that kind of brings me to my next point. Okay, because you're doing all these things for yourself and you're trying to better yourself in some way, whatever your motive is. If it's to lose weight, if it's to put on muscle, if it's to increase the speed of your mile, if it's to live longer, if it's to do more push-ups because you just want to, it doesn't matter, right? If you're trying to do something that's positive and healthy for yourself, that is your personal objective, and the only person's opinion that should have any effect on that whatsoever is yours. Okay? Everybody's got an opinion. All right? Opinions, they're just like assholes. Everyone's got one. Okay? We have all heard that saying. And everyone feels the need, not everyone, most people feel the need to voice that opinion, especially when it's about other people's lifestyles. And if someone doesn't agree with your lifestyle, a lot of times they're going to come right out and be very vocal about the fact that their opinion of your lifestyle is not the same as your opinion or of your lifestyle. Okay? And so they're going to voice that opinion. And it's really your responsibility at that point to deflect that opinion in a way that it doesn't affect you. Okay? And it's hard at first, right? If you're like me and like a lot of people, other people's opinions affect you. Now, I have since evolved, I guess, from that as a way of saying it, to the point where other people's opinions don't affect me anymore. And I think in order to get there, I had to experience just continuous outward opinion voicing from so many people. You know, basically people telling me what I was doing was useless, and what I was doing was a pipe dream, and what I was doing was a waste of time, and, you know, why bother, and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, it's hard at first when people you care about say those things to you, okay? And it's very, very difficult to try to look past it and try to just accept the fact that they're not happy with themselves, and because they're not happy with themselves, they want to continue to keep me or to keep you in their same state of, like, misery, I'll call it, because that's pretty much what it is. And once you can look past that, though, then, you know, a lot of great things happen, okay? But what we're talking about here now is how to handle that bullshit, because it's going to happen. So, you know, I guess the question is, you know, do you think that these people, if you have people in your life that are doing this right now, do you think that these people have any idea what, say, a macronutrient is, or how it works, or how to implement it? Do you think that they do? Probably not. Do you think these people have ever given any amount of thought, any real amount of thought anyway, to how health and fitness play into things like chronic disease? Probably not, right? You know, they have opinions on those things, but chances are they're wrong. Do you think these people have, I don't know, ever wondered like what it feels like to love their own body? Because chances are they don't, right? Do you think these people have ever wondered what it's like to enjoy every moment in living in their own skin, right? The skin they actually have. Because chances are they don't. Chances are these people take their shirt off when they're getting ready for a shower and they hate what they see in the mirror. They hate the way they feel when they look at themselves. Okay, maybe not, but chances are they do. Do you think they've ever really given any thought to what it would be like if it was the opposite? Or do you think they just accept the fact that they're not liking what they're seeing and that's that? Do you think these people have ever loved, or even loved the idea of loving, their physique? I've talked about this before too. A lot of people talk about fitness goals, but at the end of the day, it's funny to say it out loud, but I really do believe that most people just wish they looked good naked. I really do believe that. And it's funny to say, but if you think about it, health is great. People love the idea of being healthy. People love the idea of living longer, and we all want those things. But in the immediate, because most people love immediate ROI, right? Immediate short-term returns. And I think at the end of the day, what most people really want is that when they take off their shirt and they look at themselves in the mirror, they love what they see. That's it. I really think that that's like 99% of what people want when they say fitness goals. And that's fine. But the people that are giving you shit for wanting that, even if you don't outwardly say it, do you think that they want that? Of course they do. Of course they do. But do you think they've ever really given enough thought as to what it takes to actually get there? No, they haven't. Definitely not. And so they see you actually going after a goal that they probably would love to achieve themselves. And because they're not actively pursuing it and they don't have what it takes to get there, they're going to give you a bunch of flack for it. All right. These are toxic people. And, it sucks, but it's reality. Okay. So you're out there, you're pursuing one of their goals or something associated with one of their goals, and they aren't, and they're pissed about it. Now, they may not say they're pissed about it, but just by being passive aggressive in a way that makes you feel bad about going after these goals is their way of saying, hey, you're doing what I want to do, except I can't do it and you can, and I'm going to be pissed off and I'm going to be bitchy about it. Right? That is like textbook definition of a toxic person. So how do you deal with this? How do you get past this? How do you let this not affect you in a way where you can continue going forward and not being impacted by their negative opinions and their negative personality and their toxic attitude? Honestly, the only way to do it is to ignore it. The only way to do it is to push past it. Accept whatever they say, and just remember that it is always coming from a place of insecurity. Why else would anybody ever attack anybody else for doing something positive? If you think about that for a minute, there is no reason. I can't think of one logical reason why anybody would attack anybody else and their goals and the things that they're working on unless they were insecure in the fact that that person doing the attacking didn't already have a plan or success in that same field or that same area. And I've talked about this a lot too. Putting the right people around you is the best strategy to do whatever you're trying to do. And removing the people that are not a good fit is also a piece of that. So if you have people in your life that are doing this, right, that are getting in your way of making progress because they like to intercept and spread all their negative energy, you have to cut them out. Okay, you have to cut them out. You have to replace them with someone that'll do the complete opposite. And I'd be lying to you if I said that I didn't basically replace friends with new friends over time. As my goals changed, as my lifestyle ambitions changed, I replaced people with new people. And that's really the only way to do it. Because if you continue to think that you can hang on to the dead weight that you've been hanging on to since middle school and high school, and these losers that have been like tied to your hip that have no ambition, and you have the audacity to claim you have ambition and fitness and health, but you're hanging on to these people that just all their actions map to the complete opposite type of lifestyle, then you're never going to get there. All right. You have to be some kind of like real savage superhero type person to be able to keep those people around all the time and literally never be influenced by them, because that never happens. Just by being a human being, you are influenced by the people who are around you. So if you try to keep them in your circle, you are going to be influenced by them. But if you replace them with people over time, as mean as that sounds, if you replace them over time with new people that have ambitions that map to your goals, you're going to now be influenced by people who have ambitions that map to your goals instead of being influenced by people who have ambitions that map to nothing. So What does that look like? How do you replace somebody with somebody else? That doesn't mean you cut them out of your life completely. You never talk to them again. What that means is you don't hang around with them every day. You don't text them 100 times a day. You don't have their voice in your ear all day long anymore, okay? And what you do is you start hanging around with people that have ambitions that map to your goals, okay? Your fitness goals, whatever they are. If they're bodybuilding, you need to find somebody in the bodybuilding industry, in the space, in that world, in that ecosystem that you resonate with, and keep them in your circle. So, right, someone you can text daily, someone you can talk to daily and bounce ideas off of and just talk to and just have them in your bubble. Okay? And that can be remotely, but that's what's going to affect you positively. So listen, once again, everybody has an opinion. That's fine. Okay? I understand that. Everybody's going to have an opinion. But you're trying to do something positive for yourself. So the only opinion that is ever going to matter in that little set of ambitions is yours. Okay? Your own. Not mine, not your coaches, not your mentors, no one in your mastermind, no one at your gym. No one else's opinion is going to matter except your own. So when Uncle Jimmy decides to give you shit for not eating pizza with the family because you're cutting, well, fuck him, okay? Your neighbor decides he's going to make fun of you at the cookout because, you're tracking your progress and you're taking a picture every day of yourself, right, for accountability. Fuck him. All right. Your best friend of 20 years, someone you went to elementary school, decides that they're going to tell you that everything you're doing is a pipe dream and it's bullshit and that it's never going to happen. And you've lived this way for 25 years and you're never going to change. Fuck him. Okay. It's hard to say, right, the first time, but once you say it and once you understand that is what it takes to move on and actually achieve the things you want to achieve, everything gets so much easier because it's you versus you, and that's it. The only person whose opinion that matters is yours. The only person you should be comparing yourself to ever is yourself. All right? If you can remove any ties between you and your emotions and other people's toxic opinions, then you will be so much better off, because what it does is it helps you reach clarity. When you reach that clarity, and when I say clarity, I mean, you're looking through this lens and all you see is the goal that you're trying to get to and a direct path on how to get there with little action steps. And you're no longer seeing this person's opinion and the rain cloud that this person's attitude brings and the fog that this person's attitude brings. You're no longer seeing any of that. You've got crystal clear vision all the way to your goal, and all you see is action steps along the way. Once you get to that point and you don't let anyone else's opinion and anyone else's attitude and anyone else's perspective affect you, everything is so much better, guys. And the best way to do that is to cut those people out. Keep them very, very, very far off in the distance or completely removed, and replace them with people who are just going to make that clarity become something that is so much more easily achievable by helping you, by being that good influence, by being that good navigator for you. So listen, guys, if you have anybody in your life that needs to hear this, anybody who is struggling with this, who has toxic people in their life that is affecting their ambitions and affecting what they're trying to achieve, share this with them, pass it on, tag them, tag me, social media, post it up there, because so many people are in this situation where they have everything that it takes. They have the ambition, they have the work ethic, they have the ability to sacrifice whatever they need to sacrifice, they have the drive, the motivation, they have the inspiration, but they don't have the ability to deflect all this negativity and deflect the toxicity of the people around them. And all they need is to hear words like this, okay? If you have anybody in your life that needs to hear this, share this with them. And with that, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. If you did get value out of this episode or any episode in the podcast, please head over to iTunes, drop a review and a rating in there. It would mean everything to me. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.